uh, but also what is going on in the background is
Okay, now I have a
Venus
question though.
in Scorpio and
Where's
is in
the?
opposition to Uranus at the
Okay, I
moment.
don't believe that.
Now, Uranus is an interesting
Oh
planet
yeah, this is the
because
wrong. Yeah, it is.
it
I
governs
believe it.
chaos and
Well, so you have that Scorpio energy
Right,
and
this
bull
amazing
energy.
announcement is happening.
No kidding, it's chaos. It's literally a bull in a china shop.
yeah, right. And yeah, because it can be, it makes change. Uranus makes change. Now, everybody says, I love change, but in reality, we don't. We like things to be comfortable.
Right.
So now we have a planet that really wants change, and it's in Scorpio, which is going rather deep. It's also Venus in
No, it doesn't know what I should say.
Taurus. Yeah, and Venus is retrograde. Thank you. Which is it rules money and it rules relationships. So now just think about this for a moment. In relationships, you have the energy of Uranus, which is kicking ass all over the place, saying, we want you to move and we want you to make a decision about the relationship. It's going to bring up, it can bring up, let me put it this way, it can bring up a lot of things that need to be aired in a relationship. It needs to bring up now. The thing is that it's the Scorpio energy is very intense. Okay, so people can feel it more with this combination of the full moon and the retrograde Venus.
So it's magnified Scorpio energy.
Yes, exactly. And with a full moon, the 48 hours right before a full moon is plays more havoc. You will find that in hospitals, people will come in, they have more action going on. So at this time, I would say there's going to be a lot of energy around relationships that may be uncomfortable. Maybe, and I've already had calls from clients of mine that have written and saying, I know one client said that she has been waiting for this man to come from North Carolina, which they've known each other for years, and were thinking about a relationship permanent. Well, he came and stayed with her, and she got very clear that this is not the man for her. And so she says, I was in shock, and I said, time for a celebration.
Yes.
Because it means that the vibration you're putting out now, because she has done her work by putting down exactly what she wants, well, this man is not measuring up to that. So letting go may be a good thing. It may be hard to face because it hits the heart.
Right.
Now, these relationships can be in the ocean. We have a relationship with our ocean. It could cause more havoc along that. We've certainly seen that in our weather. It can be animals. I know another person who had an animal call me early this morning. What should I do? It scratched my other cat's eye. It's going haywire, etc. Animals react to the energy as well. So all I'm saying at this point is just beware that there could be some upsets in your relationships, and maybe it's needed. Maybe it's needed for you to see clarity. Maybe it's for the other person to see clarity, and maybe it's time to let go of something. And this can also work in families. Sometimes families are not supportive, and if they're not supportive, then maybe it's time to move out, or if you're of that age, obviously, or maybe it's time to just put a little distance between you and your family. It doesn't mean you have to not love them.
Right.
You can love them, but not necessarily like what they stand for. Okay, they may stand for a completely different concept than you do. So all I'm saying is that this is going to go through all the way to December, the retrograde
Man.
yeah.
So we still have a whole other month
month.
How long has this been going on?
and Week, month. Well,
Since it started just before the new moon,
Yeah,
Oh,
which is in October.
October, right?
Goodness.
In October.
That is a lot of retrograde, man.
Well, retrograde.
It's a lot of review, right?
Put your suspenders on.
Exactly. Review. And so that it's correlated now with the energy in Taurus, which doesn't like change. It's very stubborn and it's very
So is that
tenacious.
that push and pull feeling I'm having with myself? Like
Yes, yes.
I'm trying to, do my thing, but then some's just like, ugh, at me.
Yeah.
It's kind of driving me a little loopy.
And
Just a
maybe
little.
not make you so easy to be around
Hi,
sometimes.
Auntie.
Well, thank you guys for still loving me
Of course.
during this retrograde.
Oh, thank God we got each other to love through this
Oh, I
retrograde.
tell
That's all I
ya.
can say because
So just have a little, what can I say, compassion for yourself and for others at this time. Try not to get terribly annoyed by everything. Just realize that the energy
Message
is
received.
yeah,
that was a message for me.
It's a
today.
message for all of us.
for everybody. Everybody's
All of
having
us.
relationships.
Yes,
You know.
it is. Yes,
Unless
it's
you're just a hermit on a mountain.
Now, would that be
Which is
even
where I wanna
too,
go
like
hide right now
a
for this.
relationship with yourself, though, right?
Yes, true.
Yeah.
It's to go inside, just like our friend had said that she was upset about a friend of hers that wasn't paying her attention. Well, she sat down with a notebook and started to write things that came out. Okay, well, no, cross that out. And it took several times, but she got to the bottom line. Oh, this is me. This is about me and how I'm interpreting something. So it definitely will hit a person.
Well, and that's what we do discover, right? Well, I discover is when things are irritating me about somebody else, it's something inside of me that I'm irritated about, that
Yes,
their behavior is
exactly.
mirroring back onto me that I don't maybe want to see or feel or
Right.
and so it's easier to like push it towards them, and that's what I'm feeling in this retrograde. So much of that relationship push and pull that I think it is important to really look inside.
Absolutely. And
Like, kind of put
as you
ourselves
said,
in check, right? Like
well,
that, put ourselves in check, like with knowing
Well-
what's my emotions and what's someone else's.
Exactly. Yes, because
Come
over here,
Jared.
everyone is a mirror of us, and sometimes you have to look. Now we don't like. No, that person couldn't be a mirror of me.
Right.
You got to be kidding me, Lucy.
No,
Okay,
Lonnie.
but the thing is, there's some part that maybe you are resisting.
Yes.
that
And
is
that's the interesting part is when we really, I find the ones that I'm really like having the most, like, there's no way on anything like that. It's more it's not necessarily the person you're being, it's the energy. There's some energy that they're sending. There's some signal in what they're sending off that you have inside of you that's irritating you, that is triggering that in you.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Totally get that.
yeah.
So
Full
again,
moon is a turning point. It may be a
Yes.
turning point in relationships,
Okay.
whether it's animal, vegetable, or
Or a person.
keep your animals, yourselves, and your vegetables in check, guys.
I have a request.
Okay,
Oh.
we have some stuff coming in.
There's Angelica Deli Carpini,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
and she says, "Hello, ladies. I'm in Dulles Airport, Gate B74, waiting to board in 40 minutes, and was checking in Facebook and found you live. Love you, ladies." So
Aw.
I want for us to send her love and safe travels.
Absolutely,
and
right
peace
now. Let's
on
do
her
it.
travel.
Yes. What's her name?
It's
Angelica.
Angelica. Yes.
sending
Let's
her
just
love and
really
peace.
quick. We're gonna just send you a little extra vibe, extra love.
Safe
Asking
journey.
your guides, your archangels, your whole traveling team to come forward with you and make this a nice, smooth ride and a nice, smooth travel, and everybody's
Yes.
energy through the whole thing, just the highest good for everybody.
Yes.
Peace. and
Yes.
calmness.
And
Yes.
so it is.
So it is. Yes.
Thank
Have
you,
a
ladies.
safe-
Thank you for
Safe
checking in with us.
travel.
How fun that you get to go travel right now. I love
I know,
traveling.
where
so,
is-
We
yeah.
just got to travel over the weekend. Some
Oh
of you
my
guys
gosh.
tuned in.
She says there that you ladies remind me of The View.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we are the Third Eyes View, so
Yes.
thank you very much. And you
Where's
know,
she
one of these
traveling?
days we'll have our big fancy studio, and we'll get to reach thousands more people. And always give gratitude to you guys for being up front and center from the beginning. So
Yes,
thank you.
thank you.
you.
Thank you for being here. So
And
much.
where's she
Yeah, where are
traveling
you
to?
going today?
Oh yeah, where are you traveling to, Miss Angelica?
Such a beautiful name too. I just love that name, Angelica.
Hmm.
I have a goddaughter
Mom.
named Angelina, and I just that whole Angie's, Angelinas,
Angels.
Angelicas, I know, right?
Angels,
Something
all
about
those angels out
yeah.
there.
You think that's why I'm so attached to the angels? I don't know. Call me
Looks
silly.
like we're getting some YouTube action.
All right. Yes, I
Oh.
got us connected,
Who's on
and
YouTube?
so let me
That's
see
you,
here.
right?
I am.
MJ
Yes.
and Aunt Kelly.
So
says,
Nicolina,
"Hi,
hello.
Patty
We got
Cakes, and what's
Nicolina
wrong
back
with
with
Mary
us on
J?"
YouTube.
Hi, Nicolina. Auntie Kelly, I hear you.
So
She said,
today,
"What's wrong with
Nicolina,
you?"
yes, it is Mentor Me Monday. If you're looking for a reading, we have our energy exchange for our PayPal. It's $5 for one question, $10 for two questions, $15 for three questions, or it's Mentor Me Monday. So if for all of our light workers out there and our fellow light beings who are endeavoring
Yes.
in this and have any kind of questions, it is definitely, you can ask those, and we're touching bases and talking about those today. So
Absolutely.
just let us know. You said, can I ask something? Let us know which it is. Is it a Mentor Me question, or do you need a reading?
Right. And you can just hashtag Mentor Me Monday if it is a Mentor Me question, or you can even hashtag PayPal if you made a donation and then ask your questions.
And Angelica
Yeah.
says that she travels every day, and she's going from Washington to Iowa.
Wow,
Every
big
day.
traveler every day. That's an exciting life, girl.
What do you do?
Yeah, what is your profession?
Well, I'm going to say she's an earth angel, but besides that.
Right. What's your third realm profession?
Well, because what do we know? We're kind of we are realm readers, and we know that, ironically, earth angels usually pick a profession that they travel a lot.
And fly.
And fly a lot because they feel comfortable.
Oh, are you a
doing that. They feel
stewardess?
comfortable in the air. That's what I was just wondering.
They travel all the
They do
time,
travel a
right?
lot, yeah. No,
Miss Unani. We got talkative dogs and talkative babies.
yeah. Somebody's getting feed.
Oh.
Everyone's energy.
She says, Jamie's from Iowa. I love this. So Angelica and Jamie are talking now, which is adorable.
Oh,
Awesome.
yay,
Jamie's
friends.
from Iowa. So Angelica's asking Jamie. From
Your
Iowa.
mini
Yes.
project out of the-
I'm out handling a wind project out of Audubon.
Audubon?
Oh,
Audubon. Wow, you guys.
How
look at
fun.
That. How
That's
fun.
That is
Cool.
way cool.
A
Thank you for
wind
tuning
project.
in while you can, girl. You sound like you're a busy girl.
Yeah.
So
Let's
what's
see,
this
can
wind
I
project?
ask
Is it like what are those? The
Yeah, right.
turbines?
right? The turbines, yeah.
Oh, I
The
was
energy.
seeing if I was Nicolina had answered it.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
answered this
that's-
yet on
that's
YouTube.
really
I got her up over
exciting
here on
work.
YouTube.
Okay.
I should pull it up on that one for you too. Huh? It's all right. I'm good here. We
I thought
got it
somebody
here.
was doing YouTube.
I got it
I got
right here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got it too.
Remember?
And you got our Facebook.
Oh,
You
guys.
got both- Okay, who's doing what? I got YouTube.
Okay, I'll get
Mary-
Facebook.
You go back to
Mary Jo's
Facebook.
doing-
All right.
I'll go back to Facebook.
We're just trying to decide what's from what.
I thought we already did.
See
We
what happens
just
when we're in
love
retro?
everybody so much. We just want to be everywhere all the time.
We're in retro. 'cause
Yeah,
we
she
know
says
what's
she
happening.
works in wind energy. Oh, that's so cool. I'm
How
such a
am I
hippie.
missing this
Right?
video? I'm glad you're
I'm a
seeing it.
hippie, so I'm all about mindfulness and head, heart, and hand, and just that's so good. Wind energy, that's cool.
Heck
We
yeah.
are really got our dream set on building a wonderful little space of our own that we are all solar and wind energy, and
Yes, the turbines. Way cool.
oh, that
That's
is so
awesome.
cool. How
You
fun.
that's pretty cool.
I love that.
So
love
you
that.
really do yield. You really are like a energy worker, girl. Like
Yeah, legit.
legit.
So again, thanks for tuning in while you
Yes.
can. That's
And
really
thank you
cool.
for doing that. That's so amazing.
Yes.
What an amazing job to bring that light to people, you know? I love that.
Absolutely,
Love that.
absolutely.
We lost. Oh,
Yeah, it
we
just
lost.
kicked back
Okay,
on
1
again.
second. We'll get Miss Casey. So, guys, is anybody? I know Miss Nicolina. You asked if you could ask something, sweetie, and we didn't hear from you yet on our YouTube land. And
Eleanor Burns, I've been out of work for a year now, and I'm starting to feel a little negativity, starting to lose positivity. Does anybody have anything to say for me?
That's
Okay,
kinda like
sweetheart.
Casey.
So what's that?
I said that's like when Casey's talking about the moon.
the
Yes.
moon and the feeling of the energies and the,
Absolutely. If you're looking for a reading, sweetie, go ahead and check under our title page. You will see the exchange rate for today: $5 for one question, $10 for two, and $15 for three. Donated to our PayPal account, and then we will verify that and get your reading going.
But I am going to send out to you, always, always, always keep the optimism, keep
Yes.
the frequency of what you want. Don't let this energy we're talking about right now and all of this going on to discourage you. Stay in your optimism.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and also, I don't know if you've heard before, but there was a wonderful, the MBO, Most Benevolent Outcome.
Yes, which
Okay.
we have.
Let's share that,
I will
please.
say this to you.
Yes.
It is just something that was given by Spirit to a man called Tom T. Moore back, I don't know when he first got it, but I've been using it for over 12 years and given it to hundreds of people, and you don't even have to believe in it, and it will work. Okay, what you have to do is you simply say, my guardian angel, I request a most benevolent outcome for finding work and the perfect work for me in the perfect environment, however you want to phrase that. And then after you've said with clarity what it is you want, you simply say, and may it be better and easier than I expect, and say thank you to finish it off.
Yes.
Now, you have to say this out loud. It doesn't have to be as loud as I'm saying it. It can be kind of a whisper. I mean, I've said it when I've been in a large group of people, I don't want everybody to hear what I'm saying, but it does have to be audio. That was one of the requests. It can't just be thought. Okay?
Mhm.
So, that being said, and I would encourage you to use that and be very clear. People are not always so clear about what they want in a job. And it's really important that you make your priorities. It can be as to the money, it can be that you want to have someone be able to be a good teacher. It could be that it's in the same profession that you are, or maybe you're looking for something new in a different area. If that is the case, then be clear about that. Do you want it close to home? Do you want it to be a day job or a night job? Give Spirit the particulars that you need and desire. Okay? And I will say that it works for little things as well as big things. It can work if you want to get to a place on time and suddenly traffic will open up. I've used it to get to an airport on time when the traffic was backed up forever. The plane got delayed. Amazing. So all I'm saying is that it can be little things or big things. Play with it, but definitely use it for the job. Just make sure that you're clear, and and you can ask it several times. You don't have to use it once and once a day, and you only get one checklist. With it.
Right.
You can use it. I can be driving, and I will use it 3 or 4 times for different issues. So
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yes. I know I myself once, we learned this from her. I was in that exact situation where I thought I was going to be so late. And I was like, okay, please. And I said the meditation, and it was like parting of the Red Sea. Like, I had green lights all the way. People were getting out of my way. It was great. And so thank you. Thank you for that. Because that, I mean, I was there, ended up being 5 minutes early. So that works for me.
I know it's marvelous, and you can check out Tom T. Moore, Moore. His website is a very spiritual person, and he gets lots of messages from Earth and from his guides that can help also.
What a great light. What a great weekend, huh? Tom T. Moore. You guys didn't hear that. Tom T. Moore. Yes. I
We got
know.
the dog out. We got the baby
Party time. Not too loud.
We learn to do this in service when we have a
Yes.
meditation and we're wanting to clap, and it's like we just come out of a real quiet, good song, and we don't want to break that process. We just
Yes.
It's called spirit hands.
Spirit
and
hands.
cheerleading.
yes,
Okay.
Well, and this is
Yes.
also the way hearing impaired
Yep.
clap.
Clap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of it.
See? That's a shout out to my niece Riley. She has
Oh,
double
yeah.
cochlear implants.
Thank
and-
you, Angelica. She's doing it with us with the
Oh,
emojis.
yes,
so cute.
that's
She's
awesome.
I love it.
She's talk about a light in this world. My niece Riley, she is pretty amazing.
Oh my gosh, yes, she is.
As for Miss Jamie, she says, "Do you ladies do health questions?
Yeah.
I've been getting nasty headaches again, and my husband and I are paranoid. It might be another brain tumor. Hopefully, it's not. But can you guys feel any energy?"
I'm going to touch on that for a minute real quick. So we're not doing any kind of readings or anything like that on health today. If you're wanting a private reading with us, that would be a different and something I would highly recommend looking into, doing a one-on-one with you. But what I will touch on that is a few things that it's important to not focus on the illness or the negativity of things or
The
the fear,
paranoia
the
of it.
paranoid that it's something coming back, because we can send energy. And it is important to realize that our bodies will talk to us in certain ways.
Yes.
So if you're receiving headaches at this time, your body is trying to tell you something. So instead of sitting in fear, right, instead of sitting in fear of it, it really could be something as simple as you're eating something that your body's just not agreeing with you.
Yes.
But if you're sitting there in fear all the time, thinking that it's the worst, well, then you're kind of sending that energy to that, and
it becomes a
that's
self-manifestation.
we can sometimes not. This is where energy goes. So, with that being said, not saying is or isn't, but what I would focus on is, okay, you're giving me a headache. Talk to the energy. Talk to the headache a little bit. Ask it.
Well, and again,
Ask
would
it.
that be part of what's going on with that
you know,
energy? Like, because I've been getting headaches a lot too, and again, feeling that very like irritable feeling.
Well, I was, but for certain reasons.
So I mean, it could be a number of things.
yeah, I mean, I had one so severe I had to go to the emergency room last week,
Oh yes.
and it turned out to be a sinus problem.
Yep.
And so it can be something that is easy to fix and not necessarily a brain tumor. But
Yeah.
like Jamaica's saying, if you keep feeding that worst case scenario, then you're going to create it.
Well, you're going to definitely create yourself some health issues, because if you're
Illnesses.
sitting in worry all the time
Mm-hmm.
and you're not, your body's doing this and then you're worried that it's doing this and this. I've done it to myself. I'm only speaking from experience because I've walked through it.
Right, it's
just
like
what
stress
God
getting
knows.
kills.
yourself so
Yeah.
hyped up
Stress
that
kills.
you get sick. You legit get those feelings.
Right.
that-
So I would just
Um,
suggest, listening to your body, go within, we do a lot of energy. We talk a lot
Well,
about the energy.
And that's
healing
what
stuff here.
she goes on to say. I
Meditation.
appreciate it. No fear here. It is what it is. Just curious if that's possible. Again, could it be energies that make you feel that way too? My
Yes,
last brain
yes.
tumor was not cancerous, which was awesome.
So there you go, sweetie. Actually,
Absolutely.
yes, 100% that headaches is an energy. There's not a question of that, because energy is flowing, and when it gets static, it is when it causes dis-ease throughout our body. So even that other tumor that you had and it not being cancerous, or that's
Right.
beautiful, but that's a real clear
Yes,
message for you to show you kind of like where that energy, right? You've got some static energy in there. So I would say yes, I would definitely, for me, energy healing is what saved my bacon.
Yes.
Okay, I became very, very ill, and had to do some shifts in my life. My body was talking to me. I had to listen to my body. I had to understand what it was saying, and it wasn't an easy road, but a lot of it was energy healing for me. And when we can start to release that static that's in our different chakras, so for
Right.
you, that would be your third eye, your crown area. When you can start working on those, I'm getting throat chakra.
I'm also getting a lot of throat for her.
For you. I would say those areas I would concentrate on, maybe getting, some Reiki energy healing, any kind of light work healing. I do that kind of work if you want to go to our services, and if it's not with us, and because we can, distance is energy's energy, so distance is not a problem to work on it that way. But if you feel more comfortable with somebody in your area, I definitely recommend going to somebody that does this type of work, does energy healing, and that can work with you on clearing some of your energies and getting some flow going for you there. Because we're never completely blocked either. When I say flow, just so you know, it's kind of like when you do a dam in a river, like it's always going to flow, but it can flow around it and this, and you've got that little static in the middle. It's going to always keep flowing. But once you can remove that little boulder in the middle of the stream, all of a sudden it can flow much more easy without that pressure built up around it.
I have a question though, because I really think this might need to be answered to a lot of people, but with paranoia, that all involves, like we talked about, fear.
Oh yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Trusting, struggling with it, just letting it be as it is, because whatever it is, you can deal with it then if you surround yourself with a lot of love and light.
Absolutely.
Paranoia for bad things that happen is just fear. It's hard for all of us to release that fear, let go of it.
Let go of that rock in the middle of the stream.
Yeah, so for Jamie, she says, trusting the energy is a problem for paranoid for bad things. And we just have to trust.
Yes. Well, guys, we are remarkable beings. We don't give ourselves enough credit. We literally, it is now found that we use 1/10 of the magnitude of our brain. So, have you guys ever had like a scratch and you're like, oh man, that stings so bad, but you know what? It's going to go away. It's going to go away. It's going to go away. Sure enough, sometimes for me, even within a 24-hour period, it's gone. So it's very hard to tap in and try to understand that energy. But guys, we are energy. We are never ending. We literally have the power to heal ourselves. And really, that's, a lot of what we do is try to teach you guys how to use the tools that you also came in with.
I think Casey wanted to say something. Yeah.
Everything is energy.
Everything is energy.
The trees, the vegetables, everything is energy. And so when you ask why is this happening? What makes energy do that? It is because we are on a planet that uses energy.
Yes.
And our solar system is energy. So the planets and the signs and everything is bearing down energy on us. So once you can take some time and really understand how the energy works with you, as the girls were saying about, okay, if I have a block, now that block is usually a resistance within a person. Are you resisting something in your life?
Right.
You say, no, I'm not going to go there. I don't want to look at that. That would be a resistance. So you might have to step back and kind of look if there's any resistance within you so that the energy gets blocked. Okay?
And if you're, a suggestion, yes, because exactly. And like I was saying, I'm getting throat, third eye, crown. This is the area that you're going to be feeling the pressure of those things. So if you're wanting to look into those, I would research those. What do those represent? And then what's going on? Because for me, I'm getting for you some throat stuff. So maybe there's like, some stuff that you need to take a look at right now and to speak your truth.
Speak your truth.
Speak your words, speak your truth. And I don't know what that is for you, but you might be able to figure that out. That's
Well, this kind
This
of
is a little, yeah.
nails it on the head right now. Sorry.
So the one energy said I didn't talk to it. It would go to my kids equals scary.
Yeah, I think
So
Yeah. She's saying that the energy that she won't talk to is saying that it will if she doesn't talk to it, it's gonna go to her children. I don't think yeah.
sounds like she needs a real personal reading.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
sweetie, this is actually something that I really would love to address with you,
A little more in depth.
because it's not a scary thing. I understand
Right.
you're feeling the fear,
It's
and
just
the
fear
only
again.
reason I'm saying this is because I have experienced something very, very similar to that, and that's why I feel like that would be a great session that we could do off camera. I mean, we can do a one-on-one with you and sit and talk about those, because there are some. There's just some things we can talk to about that with you about that.
Yeah, I mean, she says yes, so what the heck does that mean? Well, it could mean a
Fear.
lot of things, but the one thing that I'm getting is the fact that sometimes these energies are DNA scars from past lives or our parents, our ancestors. And so what this energy, I'm getting the feeling is something that has been blocked in your family
She said
for
she would
centuries.
She would love a personal reading.
So we definitely want to talk to you, because you got to embrace it with love and don't be scared of it.
Which can be
It's just kind of
a
asking
different,
for recognition. And again, that'll be another.
something that's
personal
much
reading.
more deep to explain than we can on here, but a one-on-one with you would be the best way to go into that.
Yes.
So you can definitely go over to our services and pick a 1 hour probably session would be the best, so that we have time to really work with you on it. And
Get to the bottom
that
of
we
it.
get to the
Get
bottom
to the
of
bottom
it.
of it.
Let's get rid of the
Absolutely.
fear, because that's what we're here, is shining the light on these things that. For me to come into this light work, I had a very similar situation. I had to, face that dark side of me that I had feared for many, many years. And, once I was able to embrace that and understand that it wasn't really trying to be harmful or anything like that, it was just really trying to be understood. I was able to really understand this whole light work. It opened up a whole nother door to the light work I do. So
So
Well, and
how
again,
can
things that
she-
we don't deal with in our lifetime, when we have children, again, it's those DNA scars that come through. And we really can put that into our children. I know for me personally, there's a lot of things in my family that has never been dealt with. And I feel that full force sometimes.
but when we take the time in our lives to deal with these things,
Understand
we
and-
can literally change. It's like dropping the stone
DNA
in
restructuring.
the lake, where you see the ripple effect go out. You ripple that out to your children, so that they don't have to live in that fear anymore.
Yes.
The fear that you're having right now when you're hearing this, what
Transfers.
appears to be scary, saying, I'm going to talk to your children. Well, this isn't a thing saying, oh, I'm going to go get your children.
Right,
What's
right.
being said is, this is your opportunity to come into the light with this and to change some things that has in the DNA of the family. You'll be able to not pass that fear into your children, but to pass light to them and
Yes.
understanding to them.
Absolutely.
She says thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I just want to say something for everyone out
Yeah.
there. We're not trying to be glib in this. We're not professionals. And the thing is that each and every one of us has made enormous changes in our life. Overcoming addiction, losing a child, being out of work for a year and a half, health issues, all of these issues. And we bring to you, the audience, and the people that want a reading from us, we bring all that expertise and what we went through and worked. And we found that a lot of it is the changes we make within ourselves. But you can't give that out to someone in like 2 sentences.
Right.
It takes a little bit of time to hear your story, and then we can talk about that. But actually, I just feel that each and every one of these ladies that I have here, right here, have done extraordinary things in their lives and overcome things. So, myself
And you
included.
too.
And
yes.
you as
Say
well,
thank
my
you
dear.
and you too.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
So,
And that's what this kind of is about, is us building each other and helping to share. That's why we do this,
exactly.
to connect, to
So what,
yeah.
what was? I'm sorry. You were gonna finish. You said so.
Yeah, forgot now.
Oh. Oh. Jamie says you ladies are wonderful. What means so much is having support. Yes. All we need is support.
Right now, guys, we just received some news from a fellow viewer like yourself.
Yeah.
Someone we were helping stay in the light and hope for the positive and try to understand the situation that was surrounding her at the moment. And they just got closure.
Yay.
So we would like to send love and light to her way and healing hearts. And if you guys would help us with that, and just her name is Amanda. So if you could just send her name as gently into the universe as you can.
Amanda, I'm sending you lots and lots of love.
Yes.
You can't see me, but I got lots of love.
Lots of love for everybody in the whole situation, the highest good for everybody that's in this. And I know this is a difficult time, sweetie, but try to remember that holding that light is the best way to honor those that have transitioned, is holding that light for them and holding that love that was represented by that person here in this planet. Because he was a beautiful light. You and I both know that, and he's a beautiful light now, still doing his work on the other side. And he definitely, I know, is sending lots of love and light to everybody and the situation, and just try to stay in that love. Really stay in that love, sweetie.
Sorry, don't mean
so
to laugh.
So much love.
Absolutely.
To the other lady hiding this time, can't see you in the mirror like last time. I know, because everybody
we got eyes.
as you know, we all learn from our experiences, and I learned from that one. So thank you very much.
So now our
She
son
has a job behind the scenes.
Yes.
That's her job.
Yes.
I am able to focus more on you guys instead of focusing on you guys focusing on me.
I like that. I like that. That's good.
Yes.
So yes, guys, if you do looking for a reading today, you can go to the PayPal, do the donation, and then just comment in here. Let us know that you did. We'll verify that, get your question from you, get a reading going. Or we are doing, like we said, we've been doing all of our Mentor Me. If you have those Mentor Me questions, please send them in. Because like Mrs. Casey was even saying, that is what this show is about. That's what we're doing here on Mondays, is we all have, we really have walked through some incredible things through our lives. And, we just wish to share our experience, our hope, our light with you. Through walking through this, we've been able to shine our light, and we're so grateful. I'm so grateful to my creator and my guides that they did walk me through it, and I am able to sit here today and shine the light and hold this space. And that's what this sacred space is about, is holding it for those that are out there waking up, because there's a shift happening in the earth right now, guys. And I kind of, these headaches and these things that are happening too, this is kind of part of it. Is what's happening is Mama Earth, we see the earthquakes happening everywhere. We see the volcanoes are going off everywhere. We see there's fires going everywhere. We see there's floods going everywhere. This is all prophesized stuff from all of the beginning of time, guys. And I might have I do have a different view than maybe some of the prophecy of the biblical sense of it from what it's been explained to me. The way it's been explained to me is this shift is happening right now because it's causing a frequency in all of us to shift. It's making some of us uncomfortable. It's causing things to come to the surface. It's time to deal with it. Whether you want to say it's ancestral, whether you want to say it's past life, whether whatever, however
Right.
you want to view it, the shift upon the earth, we are earth, guys. We're earth and water. That's what
Yeah.
we're made of.
Same thing.
So the shift that's happening on the earth is happening within us.
Exactly.
And that's what we're here doing is holding the light, holding the space, because there were others there holding the light for me to get here. And now I get to hold the light and we get to hold the light and help turn the light on to you guys so that you get to hold the light and then we're just all turned on together.
Spread the love.
We
right?
spread the love, right? You know, so sometimes though, and I've experienced it, and even right now, you know, this week is a challenging week for me. I'm experiencing a lot of shifts, a lot of shifts through this retro and revise and the moon and all of it, you know. But I love getting to come to this space because the light is here. This is the light, and this is where I know we get to support each other and love each other, and that it's going to be okay.
And we're safe.
It's going to be okay. And at the end of this shift, guys, there's a new world coming. There's
Oh,
a
man.
new world coming. And it's beautiful.
Bam.
Bam.
You have to
Just
clear
like
out
Emerald.
Yes.
You have to clear out the ugly.
Yes.
You have to clear out, and that's from our own lives
I would
as
know
well
it.
as in the large picture, in the political world, in the school systems,
Right.
in the health industry, all of that. You have to clear out things.
Yes.
And so that's what we're doing. And that's where that Uranus comes in, because Uranus is an interesting planet. It just simply says it doesn't want everything to stay stuck. It wants
Yes.
things to move and to go forward. And when we came here into this lifetime, we wanted to move forward in a different way than we had in the past.
Right.
So,
So that could definitely be why so many people are having past life issues. Because I am running into, I don't know if you guys are experiencing this, but in this time, I love you bringing that up, in this time and space, in this lifetime, so many people are getting this, it's deja vu, or it's ancestral, or it's past lives. To me, remembered as past lives. But
well,
Yeah, no, I literally got a past life of mine called out over the weekend.
Oh.
And that was crazy because, like, I knew in Jamaica, you know, she was there with me when I did the past life regression. And so it was crazy to finally experience all the words that were coming out of my mouth, all the memories that I had in my DNA. Somebody else saw and called it out, every single detail. It was so incredibly amazing. And, you know, just another validation for me that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
And I also will say that I had a past life reading with Jamaica. And the interesting thing about it is it goes back 30 years that I was introduced to that particular life. And I was told by a very high spiritual person that this was something I came to work on. And I tried many different modalities. I tried going in myself and going back in the time. I also went to different readers and they helped me. Each one was a help, but it still had a residue. Remember, it still had a residue. And then I had this reading with Jamaica, and she said, "Are you ready and willing to go back in one more time?" I said, "Yes, let's do it." And I was able at the end of that session to feel that I had released that life. Now, what's interesting is it isn't just releasing a life, because there's been several other lives after that one, but because I had such terrible guilt and I wanted to punish myself for what happened, that I spent many lifetimes after that not giving myself anything good in life. It was drudgery and a lot of pain in each life. And I'm now able to say that I let it go. No more.
Yes.
And it was just remarkable. that she was able to carry me through, and and everything that she said. Okay, now look out that window. What do you see? And no one, I had never done that before. And in that vision, I got what I was doing to myself. It was an amazing experience, people. And all I can say is there are so many ways to heal if you just open up the door. And these ladies and myself and my astrology, we're here to make those things happen, to change lives.
Yes.
Yes.
And Jamie wants to know if so when you speak of past life, does that mean that you also believe in reincarnation?
We call it re-entering creation.
Yes.
Yep. That's exactly what
That's what we view as reincarnation, is re-entering creation, because thank God there are people like Miss Casey St. James in the world that are master astrologists and allow us to get into that mode where we can see ourselves creating this life, and we get to go back and forth and continue to learn the lesson until we get it right. So yes, we believe in
We do,
re-entering
yes.
incarnation or creation.
But with
Yeah.
that being said, I do want to just throw this out there. I understand that that is sometimes a hard thing for people to wrap their brains
Right.
around. And sometimes people understand ancestral.
Right.
And we actually have scientific proof now.
Yes.
So if you want to even call it that, that's fine. But we have an ancestral proof that we actually do carry forth through our ancestral 6 generations of emotion.
Ouch,
We can go
guys.
6 generations back and actually scientifically prove we have that in our DNA now. So if you're not comfortable with past life, you can say your ancestral stuff, you've carried it through. However you want to look at it, the
Right.
beautiful thing is it's coming to the surface now in this
For a
time
reason.
so that we can deal with it and we don't have to keep carrying it through.
Yes.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
And just because we believe something does not mean that you guys have to
Well,
believe
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
believe-
No, we
believe-
just give our
yes.
experience and
Right.
the things that have resonated with us, and again, we are here to help you guys use the same tools that we came in with for yourselves, so you can figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
Well, and I, just speaking for myself, I absolutely 100% honor and respect everybody's belief. And I
Yes.
believe everybody's right. And I know not everybody's going to say that, but I
Right.
believe you're right. Whatever you believe,
Exactly.
I believe you're right.
That should be
Because-
the question, Jamie. What do you believe?
Because the reason
Yeah.
I believe that is because I personally have happened to see spirit work in many
Oh my
forms.
gosh. Yes.
Because spirit will
So,
come to
yes.
us however we're open. All we have to do is say, I'm open, please come to me. And if you're able to receive it in this way and you'll understand it, spirit's going to come to you in that way.
Oh yeah.
If it's going to be through the Catholic Church, if it's going to be through the Baptist Church, if it's going to be going through the Center for Spiritual Living, if it's going to be not going to any church at all, if it's going to be going to the mountaintop, if it's going to be talking to Buddha, if it's going to be coming through a snake, if it's going to come through a burning bush.
Our music.
It's all
Yeah,
God.
music.
Instagram, Facebook, pictures.
If it hits your heart of heart, guess what? That's you, babe.
That's you. It's what works for you. And that's the beautiful thing about this world. And the creator that made
Exactly.
us, in my opinion. That's
Yes.
just
That's
mine,
High
so.
five.
There we go.
Yes.
So, woo!
That was a
High
good
five to
one.
the sideline psychic. So, are they doing readings?
I just answered. it.
Oh, thank you.
perfect.
Yes, you can go to our exchange. Just let us know, guys, if you do donate to the PayPal, because sometimes it takes us a few minutes to get that in, and we can get the reading going for you a little bit sooner that way. We're doing the Mentor Me Monday today, which Mentor Me Monday is any of our light workers out there who are having any questions with the shifts or,
Yes.
any kind of light work questions. That's what we're answering. As far as readings, if you would like a reading with us today, absolutely, we're doing them, but it is a donation basis on the $5.
5, 10, 15.
Yes.
So 5 for 1 question, 10 for 2, 15 for 3 donated to our PayPal account.
Yes, and just let us know in the comments, and we'll be happy to get going on a reading for you.
Absolutely.
And we have YouTube, and we also have over in actually YouTube land, we do have somebody else that's joined us, but they're speaking
Hi.
to me in another language that I can't read or speak.
Is
So
there a translation on
I'm
there?
going to say hello and see if there's a translation. Yes. How do I do that? I'm learning, guys.
Oh.
And here's our sideline Snoopy coming in for a read.
Gotta love the Snoop Dogg. He
Like,
likes
what's
to
up,
hang
ladies?
out.
Let's come in and hang with the ladies today.
Uh-huh.
right, guys.
Jamie says, "Oh, I just left. That's awesome."
I
Way
just
to
answered
say
it, too.
that. Haha, and re-enter creation. Love it. I can't wait to learn more about me. Yes, Amanda. Yes.
I told-
Always continue to
Yep.
learn more about you.
Well, that's the thing, guys, that I've been guided. You know, it's very interesting. You know, I used to say it all the time, and I believed this truly. Like, gosh, if they only came with a guidebook.
Oh, guess what we did?
That's the, like really. I used to, and literally, I had a meditation where Spirit told me to read that. Of course, you come with a guidebook. It's right in your heart.
Yes.
You have a whole team of guides. You have a guidebook. You just got to learn to tap into it. And we are taught in this 3D world in this time and space. It didn't always just to be like this.
Right.
We were connected. We used to be very connected and knew that.
So can you
But
tell
we-
them like how they could tap into that? Is there a way that they could tap into that? So-
Into their inner.
yeah.
Well,
Oh,
it's
their intuition.
their
yeah.
intuition. It's learning
To
to listen. It's learning to get quiet. And you know, it works different for everybody. But we all have the ability to hear, feel, see, and know.
Yes.
All of us do. Every person on this planet, there is none of the work that we do sitting here is any different than anybody out there can do.
Yep.
Okay, we're all equipped. But some of us have more energy that has stuck to us a little longer.
Well,
or
and
we
some
have
of us
this
are
or
more
that.
open than others to certain energies, and it depends on what you came in to do. Really, what frequency did you come to ride on? What was your
What did
lesson
you
to
come
learn?
experience? Right. What do you want to experience? So this is what at this time, we're doing. So to learn how to talk to that inner guidebook, it's learning to just get quiet with yourself and really becoming in touch with yourself. What resonates with you? For me, I'm a knower. I'm a hearer. I see. Sometimes I feel, but it's depending on the person. It comes through for me on all those levels in a different way. But it took me time to connect. Like, okay.
So do you remember in the beginning, like what was that like for you?
Learning to connect. Is that
Yes.
what you're asking?
Well, what was her question again?
My question?
No.
The question from the reader.
Oh, she can't wait to learn more about me, about herself.
Oh, okay.
You were
just
asking
saying-
how do they do that?
Well, yeah, because you know how if they're wanting to know how to connect more to themselves, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, Miss Jamie just said, "How do you meditate? I
See?
can't keep focused
Oh my
long enough
gosh.
to be distracted.
I'm
I
asking
got-
her questions and I haven't even
I
read
got
the questions
4
yet.
kids and a dog and a husband
Jeez
that always
Louise.
needs me. That includes me trying to meditate while going pee.
Well,
I'm
guess
freaking
what?
out.
Yes.
Been there.
Amen, sister. Guess
Been
where my
there.
favorite place
Shower.
to meditate is? The shower.
Shower.
Bath.
I was just going to say the shower is my favorite
That's
place.
where I was
And
gonna. That's what I was getting at.
when I started meditating, sweetie, I will be honest, I couldn't even hold still for 5 seconds. I couldn't. And so there's this belief, though, that meditation has to be sit
Lengthy.
and quiet, too. And let me tell you something. Okay, for me, meditation is this. Prayer is me talking
Mm-hmm.
to the Creator, and meditation is me getting the answers. Okay? So I do that all the time on a daily basis. I'm in a constant conversation now
Yeah.
with my Creator.
Yeah.
And even as I'm sitting here, I'm
Yep.
in meditation, if that makes sense, right? Because I've learned to get connected with the inner self. But I wasn't there always. So for me to start, I couldn't sit for 5 minutes. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But asking my Creator before I sat, okay, help me with this, and then finding a quiet spot. And for 5 minutes, just listening. And then when I would start hearing a message come through, so many people used to tell me, oh, like quiet the thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't say quiet your thoughts because that's the message coming in. If it's not yours, that's your message coming
Yes.
in. So listen, and you know if it's your thought or not.
Right.
And that's where you just start practicing that. And even if it's a couple minutes at a time,
And-
or hearing or feeling, maybe you'll feel something, or
Have an
maybe
aha
the third
moment.
eye,
Yeah.
you will. But even just doing it a little bit at a time, a couple seconds at a time. The shower was my biggest because it's a big conductor. Water's a really great conductor as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But what else is important to do when you have those thoughts? To write them down, right?
Oh, I definitely had to write
Do you
mine
think
down.
So
Right.
I'm a very big note taker.
Yeah.
especially because my brain kind of works faster than my mouth.
Yeah, me too.
So if I'm sitting there in
Right,
meditation and I know, okay, like I'm gonna need to remember that one because
Yeah.
as soon as it hits my lips, it's gone.
I was bad at writing stuff down. I would always always listen to myself, and it would say, write it down, but I never listened to myself. And now that I'm writing stuff down, I'm able to figure out what I'm struggling with
Yeah.
a lot more.
It's
A lot
almost
more.
like putting
Journal.
yourself in retrograde,
It's-
right?
it's kind of-
Because here you are
Yeah.
direct, but then when it's time for review, you write your things down. You know, you can look at it a couple minutes later. You can look at it tomorrow. You know, a couple days. Yeah,
Yeah, because it
And
might
then-
not even be like for that day.
right. Well, it's kind of like a horoscope. You know,
Right.
you guys, we all read horoscopes, and
So
we've noticed that
Yeah.
the last few weeks there's this one specific website that we go to for it, and we're like, oh, that happened a couple weeks ago. So you know, it's important to just kind of, for me at least, to write it down, and that way, you know, I can get it out of my head so I can receive more, and that way, when I put myself back in retrograde in
Yeah.
review, I can look back and say, oh, well, that came from a place of ego. Like that
Yes.
came from a place of love. I don't know where that came from. You know? what I mean?
And what did? Oh gosh, you weren't there again.
Oh,
What did Reverend Steve say? He said something. What did he say? If it's not yours,
oh,
Say
thank
no,
you, but
no.
it's not mine.
yes, and let it
So,
go.
like giving, right? Giving and
Yes.
receiving. So, if you start having those feelings where you're like, okay, I don't know where that's coming from, well, think really inside yourself. Could that be something that I would say to myself? If it's not, thank you for the message, not mine. Release it.
Yes.
So really quick,
send them
Jamie,
love.
I just have to. I'm going to chime in on you again, Jamie, here real quick, because the shower was your biggest one. That doesn't help the water bill.
I
though.
just
So
answered it too.
so-
You're so funny.
I just really quick, sweetie. I'm just, if you're open to it, this is up to you if you want to do this or not. But I'm just going to give you a little exercise because you're the one asking how to do
Yes.
and everything, right?
Yes.
Okay. So my exercise to you right now is to start finding the positive in everything instead of, I see that, and it's this is so normal, and I recognize it because I
Been there, done that.
right, it's holding the mirror up we were always talking about. That's the only reason I'm saying this, is you're keeping yourself from really embracing the things that can help you because of that fear. Just because that comment, like right away, like, okay, you
Yeah.
are telling me you know that that's a place you can connect, but your very first thing is fear of the water bill.
Or
You're
loving
right
yourself.
in fear. You're right in fear. Well, exactly. That fear is the water bill, but that's really not the fear.
Right.
Like Miss Nicole just said, that's not the fear, but that's what's popping up. It's the fear of being able to connect with yourself. So what does it turn to? Oh, but the water bill though. So it's got to be the
And
water bill.
that's her throat chakra.
Yeah.
issue.
So my homework to you would be start paying attention, like Miss Mary Jo was just saying, the love or fear. This is something I do on a daily basis, like we're saying, when I
Yes.
like that right there. So that comment when you say that's great, except for the water bill.
Mhm.
Now I would like you, when you say comments like that, for however long you want to do this, to stop and just say, okay, now why would I make that comment? Where was that come? Was that coming from a place of loving or fearing? You know, and that's a fear because you're instead of loving yourself and embracing and trusting that you're cared for, that you will be cared for by shining your light and taking care of you and listening to that intuition, you go right to that automatic fear, which we all do because that's what this 3D world does to us. So
Right.
if you can start looking at that and go, oh, you know what? Wait a minute. I'm going to back up. And you know what? An extra 2 minutes in the shower every day is not going to affect my water bill enough that I need to worry about that. Let that thought go. So, okay, clear, cancel, delete.
Well, and also, you know, if you come from a place of gratitude, like she was saying, be grateful for the fact that you have a shower to bathe in.
Oh, sweetie, and I know, and I'm not
Yeah,
like,
like-
I hope you're not. That's why I'm saying,
No.
like, I hope you're not mistaking my.
I don't think she is.
What I'm saying at it, but because I come to that, and so many of us do, we just automatically, when we find things that, especially things that are beneficial to us, we get in fear, and this 3D world automatically starts popping up, and those are some of the things that can block us. So,
Jamie, you must be a mom
Right? Oh, totally. Yeah, guaranteed. Right?
No,
right?
she's the one with the 4 kids.
Oh,
Four
okay.
kids, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. How do you
Mom
read it? I think
does.
so. She has
Jamaica,
4 kids,
yeah.
a dog, and a
Oh,
husband.
dang.
Right.
And Jamaica,
How amazing is it that you have those 3 gifts?
and Jamaica is just, she has every good intentions. So, yeah. We've all been in the same place. So we completely understand where you're coming from. It is very hard. I was just talking about this today, about my bath salts, because it's very hard for me to love myself. So, an aspect for me is, it's taken me, it literally took me 3 months to go buy a bag of mineral salt with avocado in it, and because it was $10, and I have kids. I'm a single mom, and I didn't want to spend the money on myself because I thought it could go to someone who deserves it.
Right.
Well, my voice told myself, hello, you are the one that deserves it. So I say a $5 extra water bill to meditate and to get yourself healthy in a healthy mind is that $5 worth spending,
Worth it,
or
yes.
$10.
Yeah.
So
You're
Jamie,
worth it, babe. You're worth
Jamie,
it.
Jamie, you're worth it!
Yes.
Forget that water bill.
you know
Let
what?
that water
You
bill.
deserve it.
Jamie, I'll even send you $10 for your water bill.
Heck yeah, I'll pitch
You
in.
know? Like, seriously.
Feel that love, girl. We're just sending you
Yes.
love. I'm so glad you're having fun with us, Jamie. I feel you laughing with us back now. It's awesome. I can totally
I
feel
know
the
there's
energy
other
and the
people out
fun.
there too.
So, yes, guys. Anybody looking for a read? You guys, we are doing reads today. Just go to the PayPal, make your donation, and let us know, and we'll get you on that list. Today's the Mentor Me Monday, so if you do have any Mentor Me questions,
Yep, hashtag Mentor Me Monday. Let us know your question. If you do donate $5 for 1 question, 10 for 2, 15 for 3, you can donate that to our PayPal account that we do have listed, and our sideline psychic will go ahead and plop that into the comments again for you guys. And yeah, let's get your
Fun.
readings going.
What are we at today with time wise? Because we probably got about let you guys know how much time we got left with you before
It's
Before we get
2:52.
coming up on. We've been on for a little over an hour.
Wait,
so
2:52?
Do we have
Is that
to-
1:52?
Don't
I was
turn
gonna
us
say, is
off.
that
Woo!
right? Because I have an appointment at 3.
oh yeah, we got to watch the
Yeah, no,
clock.
I have an appointment at 3 too. So.
Oh, how weird.
So we probably got about 30 minutes, guys.
Yes.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
We've got about 30
You know-
minutes on. If you guys have any questions, you need to get them in now to us from the PayPal.
Hi, Jackie. Hi, Jody. Nice to see you. That you're tuning in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine's slow.
What happened?
What are you doing, makeup?
Oh, I love that.
Are you looking for this?
No, yes. I'll tell you all later.
Oh, okay.
I'm just having fun behind the scenes. Yay!
Yeah, Jamaica just tripped and fell on her face.
Yeah.
Maybe she got hit by a divine
I
2x4.
got
Oh,
hit by
man.
a 2x4.
Did
That's
you? I
pretty
saw
much
that.
it. Yeah, did you see me? I got.
Did you tell them about your story about our road trip that we did? And
Yes, you guys didn't tune in.
wait, and how you got, remember, with the
Oh, bumped. Legit bumped.
we're like, is somebody trying to tell you something?
Well, as we were going through the redwoods,
The redwoods.
you guys know how. Actually, it's funny you say that because I was just going to grab the fairy cards too. 'Cause I'm like,
I
when
wonder
the
why
fairies,
I said
the
that.
fairies want to come out and play, and y'all that know me know that the fairies are really Mary Jo's deck. Because they mess with me a lot when they're around. And if she leaves them here when she goes, they mess with me here too. But I love it. It's a love relationship. I mean, it's a good thing. Nobody
Right.
get freaked out like this is a good thing or it's fun. So they really do like messing with me. But so as we were cruising through the redwoods on our little adventure that we took this weekend, we were talking about the fairies coming out, and I don't remember. I don't even remember. They wanted to come out and play, but literally, like, they kind of like smacked my head against the
They
window.
did,
They
The
saw
little
you in
seatbelt
the
thing.
mirror.
Yeah.
They saw you in the mirror.
Oh
Remember?
I forgot forgot about our mirror. That's
I know that darn mirror.
Oh, that mirror. See, it's always that mirror popping up, revealing us.
which we're always talking about the mirror. Okay, well then I'll let you guys in on the secret. So around the corner is my little bathroom, and I went in there to use it, and I am having issues in that little bathroom.
Oh, you are.
And now it's decided to completely lock me out of the little bathroom. So
Oh, no. Are you serious?
when I came out, I was just like, I give up. I surrender to the guides. I'm done. I give up. So you see me surrender. When I tell you guys I surrender to this, now you really see it. I really do. I'm not joking.
And we're not, you're
I
not
just
called
go
the
with it.
comedians for no reason. We have
So-
everybody laughing.
I know we got about 20 minutes. If you guys want to get a read in, you got to send it over and let us know in the PayPal, and we will get that on before we're done. But I am feeling a read come. Like, I'm going to do a general card.
Yeah, I like it.
You can
Jumping.
do it.
They're like jumping all over. We're going to do a general card read for this week because something's up here.
What's going on, Casey? What's going on in your line of work?
What's going on in your line of things?
Oh, we still
Tell
talking
me more, Casey. I really would like to learn more about.
astrology.
Yes, I really would. I'm sure. I think there's
I
somebody
mean,
out there.
I love astrology. I do. I love all these metaphysical things and planetary things. Anything that helps get me gain a
There
little
it
more
is.
clarity.
Did y'all see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see
Well,
it?
as I was saying earlier, that maybe you had missed it, but a full moon is coming up on Wednesday, and that is usually endings. But we have, with the full moon, we have Venus retrograde, and Venus is in Scorpio, so it's going to make things a lot more intense. And the next 48 hours, which is today and tomorrow, it could be really intense before the full moon comes in.
Oh,
And the full moon is in Taurus. Okay, so what I'm saying is that it has to do with relationships, because Venus always has to do with relationships, and
Right.
it's retrograde, and it's also in Scorpio.
and how long is that going to last?
That's going to last right through to December, and I think it's the middle. I don't remember now exactly, but the middle of
No,
December.
I thought there was something going on around the 16th. The 16th of November. Is there something going on around the 16th of November?
I can't remember exactly. I just know that when these energies, when Uranus is the planet of change and chaos and upset,
Yeah.
and so when this gets aligned, and not really aligned, it's in an opposition with Venus, that means that things can get more tense than you really want. And since Uranus is about change, in relationships is Venus, well, hold on to your hat, because anything can happen in relationships, whether those relationships are in the family, whether they're in personal relationships, work relationships, any kind of, even relationships with your animal, relationships with yourself. All of that can come up and be in a situation where you want change, but when the change comes, it can be shocking, it can be radical, it can be upsetting, and then you go, no, that's not what I had in mind.
Whoops.
Okay. And you just have to kind of roll with it and realize that we don't always know the bigger plan. It's just like the lady that I have that is from the Midwest, and she emailed me today saying that a man that she really hoped was going to be the significant other, and he came to visit her, and the first 2 days were magnificent, and then after that it went downhill, and she's got her heart broken. And I wrote back and said, no, it's not about the broken heart, it's about that he was at the wrong vibration that you are.
Yes.
So this is what you have to look. We're all vibration. Everything is vibration. So if you are not aligning with a person, it could be as simple as they're not in the same place that you are at the right time. Now, okay, so this could be with family, which would be upsetting because sometimes we have to disengage from family if they are not that supportive of us.
Right.
If they're not telling us that we will make the right choices, and they don't support us, whatever that means. Okay, so the idea is that you have to be open at this time for things to be radical change. And it may be dislodging things that are within yourself. And the dislodge could be a resistance. Maybe you've been very resistant about letting go of somebody in your life. Maybe a family. I can't let go of my family. I mean, how many people I've come across is I can't. They're my family.
Right.
Well, nobody says that you should not love them.
Right.
Right.
You can love them, but you can disengage and put distance between you because they are toxic to you.
Yes.
Just as Nicole was saying earlier, that you have to sometimes tell people, this is thank you, but I don't want that right now. You have the right to say what is right for you.
Yes.
We're all
Yes.
here to learn how to love ourselves first and foremost.
Yes.
You cannot help another if you don't love yourself.
You know,
Yes.
I never got that. I'm 44 years old, and I never got that till 2 years ago.
Well, thank God you got it.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
exactly,
There are people that out there that have not even gotten that.
Well,
it's still hard for me to love myself and put myself first, but
Step by step.
yeah, the people that I wasn't a benefit to anymore.
Right.
That was a struggle for me, always pleasing, blah blah blah, all that
Yeah.
good stuff.
Mhm.
But loving myself, I finally thought, yeah, you know what, I do love myself.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with being. People you always think that it's being selfish, loving
Right.
yourself. Those people that think you're being selfish are of no use to you no longer.
Yes.
Well, selfish, the word has gotten a bad rap
Yes.
because to be selfish
Right.
is to actually look at yourself
True.
and say, I'm important.
Yes.
The thing is that in my time when I was growing up, it was really a bad
Oh
word.
yes.
Well, don't be
Right.
selfish. Don't
Right.
be selfish. I remember one time I was a little girl and it was my birthday party and I got a box of candy and mother said, "Now send the candy around the table so that everybody gets a piece and shares in this." Okay, so I sent around and I came back with one piece and I sat down and cried because I only had one piece out of my whole big box of candy.
Aw.
So I didn't like selfish because that's what my mother said. Don't be selfish. Send it around. So I was, well, phooey on that.
exactly.
So
That's funny.
luckily, it's changing form, and that
Mhm.
to be selfish can be a good thing because it just simply means to stop and think what is important to you and your peace of mind.
Yes.
And if that's a relationship, and it could be that it's a relationship with a partner or a child or family or an animal, even an
Mhm.
animal.
And
So it can be in any
I
form.
want a really quick touch
Right.
too. That selfish for me, I believe there's a difference in when you're taking care of yourself or you're trying to impose your will on somebody else.
Yes,
There's a difference
exactly.
in being
Huge
selfish and
difference.
self-care, and
Right.
there's a difference of being selfish and trying to impose your
Well, and that would be
stuff
ego,
on
right?
somebody else.
Ego
Right,
coming in and
right.
saying, "Hey."
That's exactly what I'm saying. When somebody tells you you're being selfish, you have to step back and think, why,
Why am I
You're-
giving off that vibe?
You're
Yeah.
not imposing
Is it
your
me
will
or
upon
is it
anybody,
them?
but
And
you're
half the time
taking
it's
care of yourself.
that person
is
that
the
doesn't want
selfish.
you to think about themselves.
Selflessness.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
Really
Nicole is saying, it's
selflessness.
yeah, when somebody is that up front saying you're selfish, well, here's the mirror.
Yes.
I don't need it anymore. Thank you.
Yes.
Here's it for you. It's a nice little handheld one. You can have. You know? And sometimes we have to be that for people, though. Sometimes we have to stand up and say, hey, that's not my feeling about this situation. Obviously, you need to look a little deeper.
So we have to pause.
Right.
Before we react.
Yes.
Mary Jo.
Yes.
I think this question is for you.
Okay.
So here's the question. This is from Jamie. What's the story on how you ladies all came together? What made you ladies start doing this?
Oh, how did we flirt with each other? How did we court one another?
Yeah. So you tell them how it all started.
Holy long story, Batman. At least for mine and Jamaica's part. We met when I was 12.
Oh
So
my
that's
gosh, that was forever.
20 years ago.
Forever.
And our families had kind of merged in an odd sort of way.
Blended.
Blended,
Great way to put
yes.
it. Yeah, blended.
And Jamaica, we were always, comfortable with each other, but we never really had a super, like, I need you in my life kind of feel. We liked hanging out with each other, but it wasn't. And so now we figure out that it was because we had our own separate things we had to deal with before we could come back together. Fast forward 20 years. Literally 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
And we've gone, like I said, back and forth. We've seen each other and hung out, and our families have gotten together, but, never was it a one-on-one thing until she asked me one day, hey, you just need to get a hold of me. Just come talk to me. Please just come talk to me. Let's go on a date. I'll take you out for food. What do you want? What can I do to get you to talk to me? And it was like, kind of a divine 2x4 because I had a lot of other guides at the time saying, hey, you're not paying attention to me. You're stuck in this weird zone. Get out of it. You got to find a way to break out and start being you again. Well, so then she's like, hey, I have an event and I would really like it if you'd accompany me and we can work on our essential oils. She got me introduced to Young Living essential oils, which, oh my gosh, what a godsend. All around. And so we got to be a little creative with each other and started realizing that, hey, our puzzle pieces, now that we've etched them out and, refined the edges a little bit, are starting to fit together a lot more easy than they were. And from then on, it was just happening after happening, deja vu after deja vu, event after event, things just clicked. And now she's all mine.
And here we are 6 months. Is it even 6 months?
It's been since
April.
So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, 6 months.
6 months. So here we are 6 months later.
6 months later.
And
stronger than we ever were.
Know how you all ladies came
So
Yep.
then,
And so, yep.
So
Then
in the midst of all of this, Mary Jo and I connecting not only with the oils, but then we started connecting on the spiritual level with everything. Because I was
which
very
again,
much
we had no idea because we both came from, very kind of Christian. We wanted to be a part of that church and, try to find something more in our lives. Little did we know it was right around the corner.
Yeah,
Her mother's house is literally 3 miles from my mother's house.
And I was very much at that time in the closet psychic. I had this page already developed, but I was doing all my work very much behind the scenes and was scared to come out into the light. And I was guided from my guides to start coming out, and do more of this work. And I asked for, I need my peeps, I need my stuff. And it was interesting because I was also, speaking of energy,
Yes.
I'm a Reiki master, and I noticed that my energy levels definitely coordinate to the moon and my shifts. And so me talking to my guides, I was guided to start writing down my energy levels and to start paying attention to the moon. And I kept getting all these messages about astrology. And I kept saying, well, guide me, help me then, if you want me to know this, help me. And one day I was at the center and Miss Casey was introduced to me from another friend, a mutual friend of ours, and she started sharing with me that she did the astrology, and I was like, oh my gosh, because
there it is. There's There's that sign yet again.
So
And
she wanted to know how we all came together.
Yep, we're
Well,
working our way
getting
around
We're
there.
getting
No,
there.
she just asked again.
Oh, again. Okay,
yeah.
we're
So
working
we're
our
gonna-
way around.
So Miss
Almost
Casey,
not me,
yeah.
it's her.
So Miss Casey and I decided to exchange services. I got a reading from her, which was absolutely amazing. Which we talk about on here. You guys, it just nailed so much for me, and it really enabled me to step into the light, because the reading that she brought me, she told me who I am without me ever telling her who I was. She
Yes.
knew, and she gave me more detail about me that I knew in my heart was true, but I needed confirmation. I needed somebody else just to tell me that what I was feeling and knowing and what my guides were guiding me to, that I'm just
Right.
not a crazy person and that this was really legit. And she did that for me. She confirmed it for me. And then I was able, as she shared earlier, we were able to exchange, and we did a past life regression together, and we did a reading, and we've been able, Miss Casey's been able to really open up for me, help me open up these other doors that I was still in a little bit of fear of going, and I've been able to open it. And I had a vision about 6 years ago of having a show that was a positive energy space
Yeah.
that people could come and plug in and get good news, because I feel that there's a lot of negative vibes on the airwaves out there, and
And
I
a
think
lot
we
of
need a
negative
positive place.
stigma
Yeah.
on certain things
All
that
of it. Just
we are here to just lift that negativity and
bring light all across the board.
you
We
know
just wanna
negativity
say-
no more.
Yes,
Like
yes.
it no longer serves us here
No
in this
more.
time, space, and place. So
So
brush it off.
So we decided to get together and start this show. We've created now over the past month and a half the
Yeah.
Mentor Me Monday and the shows that we're doing. And then along the way, a couple of weeks ago, Miss Nicole was introduced to our path along
Has it been
this.
two
Same way
or
along
three?
those
Has it been 2 or 3 weeks? How long's it been?
I don't remember. I just remember meeting you at the Grants Pass
It's
Spiritual
been at the Center for Spiritual Living. We
Yes.
met there too as well. And
And that's how we met. And then
That's how we met.
And then I met Casey
Right.
here too.
Yeah.
And so Nicola came in and viewed a show with us a few weeks ago, or however, I don't know. Time goes for me. I say
Yeah.
a few weeks, it might have been months. I don't know, guys.
I'm the same way.
But,
I'm like, was I yesterday?
right.
Well,
it
the
does.
thing is, like, we've all known each other for centuries already. We're just kind of remembering.
Well, and that really is actually, again, just talking about past life stuff, guys.
Yes.
Well, I can't speak for everybody here, but I have remembered being with everybody in this room at another time. And I believe that, that's what universe can do, is we can bring
Well,
back
and that's what our
together
soulmates are.
soulmates.
Yeah, our
peeps.
soulmates
We
are
can-
those that we made contracts with before we got here and said, hey, you play this part for me. I got you next time.
Well, and I love you touched about that, because
Yeah.
so many people ask me all the time, like, who is my true twin flame? Who's my one soulmate?
Oh, and we can tell you about that one.
Right.
I know, I get the romance, I love it, but guys,
Romance
I got a
is
kicker for
great.
you. There's not just
Right.
one. There's not just one out there. There's not.
And people come in and out of your lives for a reason.
Yes.
Well, that's not true. I
Yes.
just got a big. You talk about. I got to don't fight the guides.
They're
Because
true.
guess what? There is one true flame. It's right here.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You are your only true flame.
Yeah.
But you have some soul sisters or soul brothers out there who are.
Well, and, another thing is that we're all just fragments of the same energy, the same source. And so, of course, you're going to have feelings, for more than one person at some point in your life. And sometimes it may get a little dicey in certain situations. But again, as long as you go back to self, back to source, and you always come from that place of love and
Mhm.
recognize when it's love versus ego or that fear.
Yeah, I think.
And
Yeah.
you slowly start, getting your puzzle pieces back together. And so far, we have 4.
Yeah, and I think Jamaica was wanting to read that card,
Yes.
right?
I do.
We
but
do have a card.
Did you have anything to add to all of that, Miss Casey, before we move on?
Hit me, Casey.
No.
Hit me with some good
Yeah.
stuff, girl. I want to know.
you want to know.
I want to know.
Need that info.
I'm a girl. I'll absorb all your knowledge. Let's go.
You're so
Well, I just wanted to make the comment also that many times when people ask for a soulmate, the soulmate may not necessarily be the one that you like the most.
Right.
It may be a person that has come into your life to really goad you forward on your path.
True.
And you may not feel real comfortable with the soulmate. And it oh, that person could never be my soulmate.
Right.
Well, it really has been, because they come in, you decided before you came into this lifetime that I'm going to need somebody to prod me along, because I just don't like making movement on my own.
Right.
So that person says, okay, I'll give you a high five, I'll be the bad guy this time. And that truly is a soulmate.
Right.
Yes.
And they get to experience that end of it, and you get to experience your end of it. And as I've experienced some people that are in my life, we've done reverse roles in other lifetimes.
Oh, yeah.
I've been the bad guy
Right.
for them, and they've
Right.
been the good guy for me,
True.
or vice versa, because we've got to experience and learn things
Yes.
together. So it's kind of
Well, and again, perspective.
Mm.
speaking of, so
Yes.
Speaking of
There you go,
perspective, we do have a card
we're
that's
gonna
been
roll right
burning.
into this. So, guys, this is going to be your last chance. If you want a reading with us today, before we disconnect, get into the PayPal. Let us know before the end of this wrap up card. And other than that, we're going to be wrapping it up for today.
That's right.
But to close it out, I just love the card for the week, guys. Goes right along with everything. And I don't know if y'all were watching when I was shuffling, but it literally like
Oh,
came
yeah.
flying out of the deck there. So the card that's coming up is Awakening.
Awakening.
Oh, really?
Awakening.
Wow.
There's that. Let me pull it over to this one real quick. And over here for you guys on Facebook land. Awakening. And I want you to see how the balance, look at, we're talking about the balance and the energies right now. Here's the angel standing on his head, balancing the world on his feet right now. Okay? So
Change is coming.
change is coming.
It's
and
a-coming.
you guys out there are being asked to change the way you're viewing things.
We're all
Perspective.
being asked, huh?
Yep.
Really
All
look at
of
your
us.
perspective. Look at where you're coming from. Is your perspective coming from a place of love, or is your perspective coming from a place of fear? Take a step back, sit inside, and really
Yes.
look at it and know that now's the time to embrace your uniqueness. Now's the time to embrace who you are.
Yes.
Be who you are. Feel who you are.
Appreciate. who you are.
Appreciate.
who you are.
Yes.
I love, like you said, we're in the time of the retro. So now's the
Mhm.
time to go inside, review the awakening card. This is what this is speaking of. Right now, Mother Earth is awakening these things within us that
These
we need to
vibrational
review.
frequencies.
We need to not only review, but you know what? Right now, Venus in the retrograde, but also it's in the dark place of Venus. And what this simply means is things can become a little bit more intense. And so don't be afraid of the intensity. Just realize that this is all part of us making the change. And whatever comes up, as uncomfortable as it is, just step back, don't panic, don't go into the negativity and, oh my God, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to me. And just say, okay, I got to sit with this for a while and really look behind. Is there a bigger message here?
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
is
Because there always
this-
is. There's a message, right?
Oh
Right.
yeah.
And there's also, what do you need to take action on?
Mm-hmm.
You know? What do you need-
Which, may I see this again real quick?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
No, you're
Which
fine.
this card at the bottom says a temporary pause in action.
Mhm.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
what we're talking about right now. Things are going to feel temporary pause.
Yeah.
To review, but it's only temporary.
Right.
This is temporary. Things are going to move forward.
Well, and additional meanings of this card is a new point of view. So again, that's that
Perspective.
fresh perspective. You know, seeing beyond what's obvious, hidden actions behind that apparent standstill. So even though we may feel like maybe nothing's going on, there's hidden things going on behind the scenes that you may not be readily privy to, but they are coming again with that tidal wave of change. So it's also exploring past lifetimes, which is funny because we were all talking about past lifetimes today. So again, we do have that service in under our services tab here on Facebook.
And I've
Those
got
of you on
Jennifer
YouTube, if you
Okay,
tune
okay.
in over on Facebook, you'll see our
I
shop
checked,
and our
I haven't-
services.
It's not done.
It's there.
But so
Oh,
again,
there,
we do have a
there it
past life regression, which you can
I'll write it
meditate on. And then also giving so that others can gain, but remembering to keep a balance so you don't fall into unhealthy patterns of overgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that
Mm.
you deserve giving too.
Mhm.
And it's really cool to
Honoring, right?
just
What are we
treat
talking about?
ourselves.
Honoring
every
and
once in a
loving
while.
yourself comes full circle to that.
Yes.
Honoring
All
and loving
comes back
of
to that
yourself.
paying that $5 water bill for Jamie.
That's right, Jamie. Paying that
Sister-
$5 water bill for a little bit of clarity, baby.
And I want to send out to Jamie, by the way, Soul Sister. We love you too. You're so amazing.
Yes.
Soul Sisters love you.
Yeah, thank you.
And
so
we
much.
do have a PayPal. We have a VIP in the house.
Awesome.
Miss Jennifer.
Yeah.
Jennifer Matthews.
So, Miss Jennifer, you get one question. Do you have a specific question that you're wanting an answer for, or are you looking for a general reading?
Yes. Jennifer.
I have a niece named Jennifer.
Jennifer?
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm going to excuse myself for just a minute. And while we wait for Miss Jennifer to get her question to us, guys, if anybody else wants a read before we go off, it is the PayPal, and then we're just waiting for Miss Jennifer's question.
Is my son okay? Jennifer wants to know if her son is okay.
Sweetheart, is this more of a mediumship you're asking for? Because unfortunately, we're not doing that today. So if it is a son that has passed, please let us know, and we can do a one-on-one with you if you go into our services and book an appointment. You should be back home. Talking.
She said yes, please. You asked if it was a mediumship question, right?
Right.
Let me, where are we,
She says she wanted to know if her son was okay.
So, okay, I'm gonna actually, let me. So, sweetie, was if you're looking for mediumship, I'd be happy to do that with you off.
One-to-one.
Yeah, on a separate thing. I'm not doing mediumship today in this readings, but I was guided to the Mother Mary deck of cards. Even when I stepped out for a minute for you right away, like that. Mother Mary right away wants you to know that she is with you and holding you and protecting you going through this grieving time that you're going through, and that your son is taken care of, sweetie. Yes, I don't even need to connect with your son to know that he is cared for. And I very much feel your emotion and your need to know that he is loved right now, and he is. He is being taken care of. He is with Mother Mary. He's with the angels. He's with Jesus. I just heard Jesus right now very clearly come through to let you know that he is being loved and cared for and in good hands. Okay?
Yes.
And you don't need to have any worry about that at all. Okay?
So she understands.
No worries, okay? And Mother Mary, sweetie, I'm going to hold this up so you can see too. She's with you. I feel her right now. I'm even getting a vision of her literally just wrapping herself. Like I'm seeing this large golden, it's not her wings though. It's not wings. It's a blanket. I see a golden blanket being wrapped around you right now. Of just love. It's a little different experience than I've ever seen, but it's just this beautiful golden blanket, and she's just wrapping you in that and hugging you in that right now. So know that you're embraced in that as well.
Are you both on Facebook?
We both are on Facebook right now.
Nobody's on YouTube.
I know, but there's not been anybody
Yeah,
popping in. We're
okay.
good. We're watching it. Thank you, though.
Oh.
So I am going to pull a card for you, sweetie, out of the Mother Mary deck as well, or however many want to count.
Right.
Let's see though.
I think it's more than one.
Yeah, I do too.
I have that.
Well, there's already one in there.
Jennifer says, thank you. That would make sense. He was a baby.
He's cared for, baby. He's cared
Oh,
for.
yes.
He's very cared for.
Yes.
There we go. It's actually 4 cards coming out for you, sweetie.
That's it?
I know. That's all? Just 4 cards come out for you?
Sorry, I have a sense of humor.
So the first 2, okay. that popped out was home. Okay. And then the next one that popped out was mother. Okay. So the first thing that I'm getting from this is the home is just, I trust and follow my divine guidance about my home. I'm just seeing at this time your guides and your angels and Mother Mary are bringing up the home because they're wanting you to know that they literally have your home surrounded right now. I see angels at each window, literally posted outside of each window of your house. They are very much surrounding and supporting you right now. I don't know. I feel like I don't know, you got some heavy stuff happening in your world right now, and they're very much sending some protection around you. Whatever it is that you're going through, whatever this heaviness is that you're um, experiencing, you're going kind of through, you're transforming. You're having a transformation of your own right now. You're having a spiritual transformation. There's a lot of release happening around you right now, and they're just very much surrounding you and letting you know that that home is protected, that that's a safe, like I'm getting for you a safe space, that's a safe space for you to feel protected.
Yeah.
And I'm getting it, you may have even been asking them like if they are there, so this is kind of a confirmation that they're there, they're with you, they're protecting you. Mother Mary. Then the next, sorry, where'd the card go? Maybe I need that first.
Oh,
It's okay. It's okay.
you were done with
No,
that
I
one.
wasn't done with that one. That's okay.
I'm
The
ahead
next
of
card
you.
that came up is Mother. Okay. So I open my heart to my mother's humanness and her divinity. So you're just being asked at this time to know that you are human, that you're human, and that there's nothing that you did in any of this that you need to hold any guilt or any of these feelings about. You did a wonderful job and you are a wonderful mother.
Yes.
Okay, you are a wonderful, beautiful mother, and it's okay for you to honor and love yourself and to know that you are beautiful and there's nothing you
Didn't do anything.
next card that comes up is integrity.
Mm.
Okay, integrity.
Mm-hmm.
You have integrity. I trust my ability to know what is true for me. Okay, so your guides and your angels are asking you to let go of this guilt, this stuff, and know in your heart the truth. You know in your heart the truth that you did
Everything you could.
everything you
Yes.
could. And that's all. You have the integrity. You did, baby girl. You did everything you could. And finally, the last card, mercy. Have mercy on yourself, sweetie.
Yes.
Now is the time to have mercy for yourself. The best way you can honor and love is to honor and love yourself. Have mercy for yourself. Understand. Be kind to yourself. This says, I am kind and thoughtful towards myself. Yes.
Yes, because if you are holding any kind of energy where you are feeling guilty that you didn't do enough, or any kind of energy that you feel like, oh, I did the wrong thing. You know, you did the best you could at the time that you had the information. I mean, you know, when you're 20, you can make decisions. When you're 40, you make new decisions based on experience from 20 to 40. So after the fact is always wiser because it's we have time to review. But if you're holding that, I can say from, like I said earlier in my past life regression, I held that for many lifetimes, this tremendous guilt that I did the wrong thing and other people suffered. That being said, that I punished myself in several lifetimes after that. So if you do that, you waste your life And God doesn't keep a record of everything that you did or that you think you did wrong.
Yeah.
There is no record keeping of that. It's us who makes the judgment. And so I would ask you to just totally release any judgment that you have on yourself. As she said, mercy, have mercy. That's a big big word and a big energy. And I can speak that from myself. Otherwise, you will spend lifetimes upon lifetimes coming back and punishing yourself for something that is unnecessary.
Yes.
And I just want to share, I'm feeling very compelled, and I don't always share this, but I'm going to with you, sweetie. I had a son also who has crossed over. He was an infant when he crossed over. And I went through many, many, many years of the guilt and the blame and the heartache and the heaviness and the blaming myself and what if I had done this different or that different. And now through doing this work, and this, for me was 20 years later, through doing this work, I was able to connect with my son. And he's one of my beautiful guides and my protectors now. And he's been a protector of me since for 20 years. And, he personally explained to me that he had to come into this time because he wanted to experience unconditional love. And I gave him that, even in that little space, just in my carrying him in my womb because he was stillborn, was that unconditional love that he needed to experience. And in me doing that, I gave him on the other side the ability. Now that strength, that's what gave him the strength as an angel, was that unconditional love. And this is what he explained to me. So it was like, wow. And in doing that, he became my protector from that side. And he even shared, there was an incident where I was almost in a car accident when I was young. And he said, Mom, do you remember that? That was me. And for years, I knew it had to be an angel because I literally was in a car full of teenage kids. I was young, being stupid, and we were intoxicated. And the person was flying and they hit the brakes, and I seen my life flash before me. And we literally, the car stopped, a telephone pole it touched the bumper. There was no space. It literally touched the bumper, didn't dent it, didn't break it, did nothing. But that's how we stopped. And we were going so fast, the idea that we stopped, I'm telling you, it was a miracle. And my son came forward and told me, that was me. I knew then it was, but 20 years later, I get goosebumps still to this day. It was a confirmation. So let that guilt go, because you know what? He came to do what he came to do. And I carried that for so long, not even knowing that we helped each other. That's where he was one of my soulmates too. We helped each other. So know that you are a beautiful soul and you did what you were supposed to do and you did right. And it's okay. You're going to be okay. Have mercy on yourself, sweetie.
Well said. Well
Anybody
said.
else have anything to add to that? Okay.
Well, I just think, like, I firmly believe everything happens for a reason.
Well, good. That's the way to think.
Okay, guys. So if we don't have anybody else, thank you for your PayPal donation, and I do hope that helps you with everything that is going on. And stay plugged in here. We love sharing this positive energy and positive vibe with you.
And sometimes we have random pop-up lives. So
yeah, and we do pop-up lives all the time. So if you like and follow us, you'll know when we're on a pop-up live. We do different exchange fun things all the time, guys. So like and follow us. As always, I'm going to leave with, if you were guided to this, even when we're done with our live, watch and know that there's a reason you were guided to it. If something resonates with you, know that that's your guides and your angels that brought you here so that you could hear that message.
And some of the cards that were read, I posted them up on there. I feel that there's a message for somebody else there.
Okay.
And so
always, exactly like Mystical said, if you were guided here later on, the cards are in the feed, so you can actually go back and see it. You can hear it. If it does resonate with you guys, though, do us a favor and send us some love back. And you can do that by sharing and inviting your friends to the group. You can like and follow our page. You can go on, if it resonates and it helps, leave a recommendation on our page so that it helps somebody else that might be looking to say, oh, well, if that works there, maybe they can help. Just help us guide other people to the light. That's the best way to put it, I guess.
Absolutely. Well said.
And I think that we're going to call it a day unless we have anybody else with anything. And
I do. I have
Jennifer
one more
said
thing
yes,
to
it
say.
helps. You're so welcome, Jennifer. We're sending you so much love and light, sweetie. And Miss Nicole has something else to say.
Oh, I love you all.
Yes.
Our sideline psychic sends her love from the sides to much of all. We all send our love to you guys. We do love you guys. We love you guys. We do. We love your energy getting to share here. And we're so grateful for you helping us to build this space.
Amen. Yes.
Help us, keep helping us share and love and build the light. And thank you for helping us do our light work.
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you for letting us be you.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us be us.
Are you
Us
trying to
be
be
Now
us.
you be you.
You be you, boo.
Mary Jo's trying to be a rapper again.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
guys.
Shamika's job.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're sending you guys lots of love and light. We're going to sign off for the day.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Oh, what a
And bye
beautiful
over to YouTube land.
Oh, what a beautiful day. I got that song in my head.
And